Hey guys, Steven here. Today we're going to try and resurface a cutting board. This is a cheap plastic cutting board, and you can see it has a lot of these black lines in it from deep grooves from the knife being cut on it a lot. And we're going to try and resurface this and get it to where we can reuse this little cutting board. So what I have here is an orbital sander, and I have 80 grit sandpaper, and we'll see how that does on this cutting board. You can see my sandpaper has filled up with plastic from the cutting board, so I'm gonna get a new one. I'll leave a link in the description below for the tools I use and for these little cutting boards that I think are great, just easy to use. Okay, so that's been a couple minutes with the sander. It still has pretty good texture, but there's still some grooves in there that we need to get out. These are some pretty deep cuts. So we're just gonna keep going at it and be a little patient and do a little bit more. You see more of the deep grooves are coming out, and if I want to do a little bit better job to get out the deep grooves, I can just put a little more pressure in those specific areas. So that's what I'll do. So there may be still some tiny specks, and I can spend just a little more time if I want to be super meticulous, but for the most part I got this all out, and I could use a good cleaner on this as well, maybe a little bleach to clean it off, but didn't take too long. All right, so we finished both sides of our cutting board, and now we're ready to go. It was a pretty simple process, just using an orbital sander with about an 80 grit sandpaper. You could probably use something a little coarser if you wanted to. That might give it a little bit more texture, but we just wanted to get all the grooves out, that the deep cuts from the knives that hold the bacteria. And this will work on plastic cutting boards, this will work on thicker plastic cutting boards, or on even wood cutting boards as well. You can do this. If you don't have an orbital sander, you could always just use some sandpaper and by hand. Might just take a little bit longer. Share this video and subscribe to the channel, and hope to see you again next time.